welcome back to my channel. I hope you're well. I'm Johan, and today I'm going to talk to you about the second part of the video around sleeping and waking, and I'm going to talk to you about a new alarm clock that I bought called the Lumie Body Clock Go 150, this one. I bought this new alarm clock because I wanted something that was, well, I actually got it for my birthday. I asked for it, it was on my birthday list, but I wanted something that would help me wake up in the morning in a better way than the Apple alarm clock or using a song. So I usually have a song that wakes me up. I used to have that on my iPhone where I'd set it as a song to wake me up, but I also wanted to try and get out of the habit of the first thing that I do in the morning is to check my phone, because when you're obviously switching your phone off, it's taking your phone and putting in your hand and started to use it. The temptation is much stronger than if you've got a physical alarm clock which isn't attached to your phone. You can leave your phone for a bit longer, and I can leave it actually in bedtime mode for longer because my bedtime doesn't actually come off until 8 o'clock, which is usually the time that if I am going to work, I arrive at work. So that means that I don't have any kind of disturbances until I'm really getting into the office. I want to talk to you a bit more about this alarm clock, give you a bit of a demonstration of what it looks like. We're going to go up to my room and my bedside table so you can just see it in action. So basically this is a sunrise and sunset alarm clock. So they're great. They have different settings, so you can have the sunrise slowly for 20 minutes at your desired wake up time. So if you are waking up at 5 o'clock, it will start to rise at 20 to 5. So it will have like this slow kind of rise into the kind of brightness that you want. I have it on full brightness, I'll show you in a moment. And then the sunset setting's the same, so it has this kind of warm glow and it kind of sunsets all the way off, or you can keep it on all night for night light if that's what you like to do. So I've got this and my daughter's got one of these. Sometimes she keeps the light on, sometimes she doesn't, but she really enjoys this because she kind of likes that kind of sound machine to go to sleep as well. And rather than using like the rain sounds on YouTube and things like that, or the ASMR kind of sounds, she's now using this because she started secondary school and she's really keen not to have her devices with her. She has a phone, but she really is she's not really bothered by her phone at all. She has it, but it's a nice to have. So she's not on it all the time, which is really good. And she's got an iPad as well, which again, she uses it sometimes just to watch shows like Dance Moms or something like that, but nothing really. She doesn't really use it that much, and she's got her laptop which she uses for schoolwork. So rather than using the alarm clocks and her habits app which she holds on there, she now uses this and writes down what she wants to do in the morning and that kind of thing instead. I've been using it now for a good couple of weeks alongside my pillow, and it's really a nice way to wake up. It does mimic sunlight and sun setting, and it is helpful for people that suffer from seasonal disorders, so sunlight disorders, which when you could have low mood in the winter months because it starts to get dark when the clocks change here around 3-4 o'clock, so it can feel quite miserable, it can feel quite grey. We're lucky we've got a bit of sun still, and the skies are still blue, but when it's grey it can make you feel quite down. And this mimics the sunlight, so sitting in front of this I think would also be helpful to have that as you're getting ready in the morning and that kind of thing. And the light is actually incredibly bright. You can dim it, it's light sensitive, you can tap it on top as well to snooze it if you want to. It's got some really lovely sounds. I wake up to bird sounds, and I sleep to beaches and waves, or sometimes that kind of cooing of like pigeons and owls, that kind of thing, that kind of like night-timey, foresty, woody sound. But I'm going to take you upstairs anyway and show you what this looks like in a demonstration. I brought you bedside so you could see what the alarm clock looks like. So this is the alarm clock, this is my hand, so it's not too big and it sits quite nicely. So this is what it looks like when it's completely off. And I'll just go through some of the settings and I'll shut my shutters to see whether I can get some darkness in here so you can see what it looks like in the different lit up phases. So this is how you switch the alarm clock on. So you press this, I've got mine for 6:30. So if I held that down, this is when it starts to set, so you can set the time that way. I'm just going to toggle it along, so I don't want to change the time. And then this is the different levels of brightness. So you have level 5 all the way down, and you can adjust it. This is what this is the level that's going to wake me up at. So this is going to be the final level that it lands on, but it doesn't just suddenly go bright like this. It's going to go through all the stages. So you can have 0, so you just wake up with noise if you want, or you'll gradually have this. So this is basically what you're rising to, this slow kind of rise up into level 5, and that's as bright as it will get, and then you can just switch it off as well. So I'm going to leave mine at 5, and then I have mine to wake up 30 minutes before it turns 6:30 or sometimes 5 o'clock, or whichever it has. On days that I'm not going into the office, I'm not working, I wake up at 6:30, I wake up slightly later. So 30 minutes before 6:30, so at 6 o'clock it's going to go through this cycle and then end up in that bright light. And then this is the noise that I have. So there are lots of different noises that you can choose, for example, waves, sheep, if you like the sound of growing up on by sheep. This is a steam train. I think this is actually the waves. Or this one. One of those waves, one of them's a thunderstorm. Kind of like jungly, kind of foresty vibes. This is a thunderstorm, I think, or the heavy rain. No noise. This one, which is like, for me, the worst. This is what I actually go to sleep to, these sort of owl kind of nighttime wood sound. But I like to wake up to morning birds because it mimics kind of what happens outside my window here when I'm at home as well, so it's quite nice. And then you can adjust the volume. I have it on 4, this is the lowest, which is quite quiet. 5 is the maximum, but I put it on 4 because I'm conscious I don't want to wake up my son, who wakes up automatically bright and early, full of beans. He doesn't need anything like this right now. We go through the nighttime settings. So you hold it down to set your sunset. There is no kind of nighttime settings. There's no timer. So you choose whatever time you think it's going to take for you to drop to sleep. So 30 minutes, 45 or 20 minutes, and that makes you decide how long it takes for the sun to actually set, so this warm colour into nothing. I choose 30 minutes, and then this one is how bright you want the light to stay on for at the very end. I choose 0 because I want mine to dim all the way to off, but if you wanted to keep it as a night light, you would then choose which brightness you would want as the night light. Then you have the options for all the different sounds. As I mentioned, my preference is to use kind of nighttime, like cooing sounds, or you can have nothing at all. So this is what I prefer, this kind of nighttime foresty sound. And then again, the volume, I like to keep it quite low, but not too low, because I don't know about you, but I hate it when noises are too low that you kind of, it's in the back of your ear and your brain's trying to work it out. It has to be at a level where my brain knows there's a noise, but isn't too bothered by it. I hope that makes sense. And then that's it. So when you want to go to bed, you just press that and it will start and it will do its own thing. So if you want to keep the light from turning off, you've got an option to keep it all the way down at night time, just flick it on and off, or you can keep it all the way, or keep it on at night time. You've got that option there as well. But it's really simple and easy to use, and I'm so glad I've got this, and it's super bright. Let me just shut my shutters now and see whether we can catch how bright it is. So this is about as dark as I can get the room at the moment, which is not significantly darker, but you can see here that if I put the light on, it gets quite nice and bright. So, and it illuminates the whole room. So there's actually really no need also for me to use any kind of light, like ceiling light or anything like that. It works great as a lamp and lights up the whole room as well. I'm really, really pleased that I've got this now, and it's made a big difference to how I operate in the morning and my motivation for getting up in the morning too.